Hello there, class. This is another reading of a fellow classmate. This happens to be Philip Paula's paper that I wanted to read because it did not get read the end of the year. So Philip, I would like to personally apologize that I did not know Google Classroom well enough to know that your papers were there for me. Thank you for your patience. And this is just a fun New Year's video on his take for the Pecos Bill paper. The title is Spirit of a Wild Tornado. The Old West was a wild place. There were huge mountains, deep valleys, and endless deserts. The Old West was filled with cowboys bravely breaking broncos. There was a certain cowboy named Pecos Bill who was the roughest, toughest, and fastest cowboy around. No bronco ever discovered could hurl heroic Pecos Bill. Pecos Bill got bored of catching and riding broncos. He traveled to Kansas to catch a tornado to ride instead. He was looking for no ordinary tornado, but he waited for the blackest, windiest, and most violent tornado he could find. When it arrived, he roped it and jumped on it. He soared higher and higher and higher. He had a wonderful time rapidly riding across Kansas, Oklahoma, and New Mexico. Suddenly, the tornado died and Pecos Bill plummeted downward. He fell so harshly that he left a massive hole. Today, it is known as the Grand Canyon. Pecos Bill stunningly did not get hurt. He just hopped up out of the hole and journeyed back to Texas to tell his story. He knew no tornado could compare to a bronco. He hoped to find the roughest and toughest bronco with the spirit of a wild tornado. So my very first and probably biggest compliment to you, Philip, is I don't know that I have had a student yet that uses alliteration in such a cool way. There had to have been 3 different times you used alliteration, the first of which was, in a reminder for our class, alliteration is when you use 2 or more words repeating the first sound. So for a B sound, he put bravely breaking broncos. There were 3 others in here. They're not popping right back out at me. But when I come upon it, they roll so beautifully off the tongue that it's a delight to read. So I wanted to congratulate you on your use of alliteration. Your use of ly words is fantastic. And in general, the flow of your paper, you are doing a very good job at your just natural flow to storytelling, which is fantastic. It's so often in school, we just think, oh, it's an assignment, I just have to write. But the purpose of this is to train y'all how to communicate well. Oftentimes, this will happen in many different areas of your life, sometimes into your career. And to be able to do it in a manner that is easy to read, is a natural, feels natural for the person who's reading your work, is going to take you far. So Philip, you're doing a really good job at that. For all of y'all, I continue to be your cheerleader and telling y'all that you really are doing a fantastic job. Your moms have each communicated to me this year some encouraging thoughts on how you're progressing. And while each of them knows that writing class is not the easiest thing, the growth that you're showing as their students is really encouraging. And I'm just so proud of each of y'all. Philip, thanks again for letting me share this and being patient enough for me to share it in the new year when everybody was getting a fresh start. So hopefully that was fun for y'all, and I hope you have a great week. Bye, everybody.